So, we've all imagined it. Two icons, toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
But, like, who would actually win?
You thinking Bruce Lee, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
That face-off.
Bruce Lee versus Michelle Yeoh. Like,
Yeah.
right. It's got to be one of the greatest hypothetical martial arts showdowns ever. And, you guys sent in some seriously interesting sources comparing their fighting styles, their philosophies. It's fascinating stuff.
Right. What grabs you right away is how different their approaches are. Like, you're talking Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, right? Designed for maximum impact, real-world combat. Then you got Michelle Yeoh, just incredible cinematic martial arts, classical influence, even ballet background playing into it.
Okay, so raw, brutal practicality going up against this breathtaking art form, basically. That's a tough one. So the sources describe Bruce Lee as this unstoppable force. We're talking beyond the legend here. What actually made him so formidable?
Well, the sources, they all come back to this idea of speed, fluidity, and being able to adapt to anything. One even calls Jeet Kune Do, get this, the style of no style. Like, whatever works, right there in the moment, you use it. And Bruce Lee trained to make his body a total weapon, devastating speed, power in every strike.
The style of no style, that's actually kind of perfect. So he wasn't stuck with just one way of fighting. Whatever his opponent gave him, he'd use it against them.
Exactly. That's what the sources highlight. Bruce Lee could be the smaller fighter, didn't matter. He'd use your strength against you. And against someone as agile, as quick as Michelle Yeoh, that adaptability, that's key.
Right, so Bruce Lee's all about, water, flowing, adapting. But then you got Michelle Yeoh, famous for her agility, those insane stunts. And in this one source, it mentions she does a lot of her own stunts, too. What does that level of control, that precision, what does that bring to a fight?
It's incredible, right? Are you married? Michelle Yeoh, she blends all these disciplines together. The sources really emphasize how much her ballet background influences her movements. The balance, the flexibility, the way she understands space. That's why her fighting style on screen, it's almost dance-like.
Yeah, it's mesmerizing. Years of dedication to move like that.
Yeah.
But, and maybe this isn't fair to ask, does that kind of skill translate to a real fight? Because the sources, they seem to suggest Bruce Lee's real-world experience, that might give him the edge.
You're spot on. That's the big difference the sources point out. Everything Bruce Lee did was about practical application. It wasn't for the cameras. It was about walking into a real fight and knowing how to win.
Man, this is tough. So we're talking about these two legends stepping into the ring, no choreography, no special effects. Who comes out on top?
It's the ultimate question, really. Style versus pure fighting instinct. Based on what we've got in these sources, though, got to give it to Bruce Lee. That focus on real-world combat, that ability to adapt, that gives him a serious advantage. Michelle Yeoh is unbelievably skilled, no doubt, but it's rooted in cinema. It's meant to look amazing, to tell a story.
Wow, what a matchup. It really gets you thinking, though. Can you even really compare fighting styles like that? Film versus reality? I don't know. Something to think about.